The reading is Matthew chapter 2, verses 1 to 2. The visit of the Magi. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star in the east and have come to worship him." About 10 years ago, when the children were teenagers, we arranged a trip to Paris and we rented an apartment in the centre of Paris. It didn't go well though. The flight from England to Paris was delayed due to fog by 8 hours. We found that when we got to the airport eventually, the train line had been closed to the centre of Paris for repairs. The alternative bus that had been arranged kicked us off at the Arc de Triomphe because it was in a road traffic accident with another car, and we found ourselves in the metro, unable to understand the language, trying to explain ourselves as to where we wanted to go. We eventually arrived exhausted and then had a wonderful few days in Paris. Determined to have a safer journey home, we arrived early at the airport on the train line that was now open, in plenty of time to check in. Unfortunately, I had left the passports at the apartment, so 20 minutes later Patrick found himself on the back of a Goldwing motorcycle, having several near-death experiences as the man at the front weaved in and out of the heavy Paris traffic. But he did get the passports and we did get the flights home in time. I'm sure the three wise men and those that came with them had travelled many miles to find the new king, and I'm sure on their journey there must have been detours and maybe changes of plans and plenty of perils along the way. But they followed the star and they were confident in the information, the signs that they were receiving, that they were on the right track. But they must have had a bit of a shock when they found themselves in front of King Herod, and probably realizing not only were they in the wrong place, but also they'd put themselves and the new baby king at risk. But they did get the guidance, and this did help them find what they were looking for. They were able to worship and give thanks to the newborn king in the form of gifts. Sometimes as Christians on a journey with God, we often find our relationship can get a bit foggy with things that distract us, and we don't feel as though maybe we're progressing as well as we should. Also, other things, people sometimes disrupt our plans and cause us to detour on the plans that we have. And sometimes we feel with Christians and non-Christians that we're speaking another language and nobody quite understands us. And there is always the odd King Herod thrown in our way who might make us feel that we are completely off course, or even that our journey has been wasted. But we will be rewarded and are rewarded, like the Kellehers were in Paris and like the three wise men were with the newborn king. If we are consistent in prayer and in our fellowship with others and in our abiding Bible reading, in our pursuit of God's love, we will find that we are never lost, even when we feel lost, and we are always on the right path with God, even when we get detoured somewhere else. But no matter where we are on our journey, it always continues with God, and He is always with us. He is with us, beside us on every step we take on the journey with Him, guiding us, holding us up sometimes, and encouraging us. It's just left to say now, as we reach nearly this week, the journey's end, which will be Christmas Day. I hope you and your family have a wonderful, wonderful time and have your opportunity to enjoy God's love and worship the newborn King. Merry Christmas.